Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a very exciting video. I went to the Melbourne Pen Show. I'm in Queensland, and now that I'm into fountain pens, I knew I had to go to the Melbourne Pen Show, especially when they announced CUI was going to be there. So you better believe that I was one of the first people to book the sessions with CUI, because thankfully I'm always on my computer and working on my notifications, so I was able to see that email come through. So I booked him straight away, but I had already booked and paid for the Melbourne Pen Show early entry. I just wanted to get in there early, and like if I did or did not go, then you know, coming up to the time, that's a different story. But I did end up booking my flights down, booking accommodation and all that jazz, and I am so glad I went. I only got a couple of things. The main reason why I wanted to go down was for CUI to fix a couple of my pens, which are here. So I'll explain that in a second, but I did get 2 pens. So technically I bought this a couple of days before I went down to Melbourne, but this one here in this box I bought at the show. But I picked this up at the Melbourne Pen Show in case I wanted CUI to work on the nib or something. So, also disclaimer, my voice is still like a little bit shaky. I have found that after the chest infection, I am still struggling like talking for a long period of time, and it sounds like my balls are dropping, which is not that attractive of a sound. It's like a screechy voice I'm finding. So I do apologize for that now, but I'm just gonna jump straight into the video. So we're gonna start off with this beauty here. So this is the Pilot Custom Eju fountain pen. So I did purchase this before I got to the Melbourne Pen Show. Now my obsession with wood pens has gone out of control. Why am I so late to the game? I don't know. But I'm here now and I am playing the game. So let me make sure you're in frame. So this pen, I have already inked it up. It has been opened. I just wanted to show you guys it and how it came in the box. So I'm just gonna quickly show you this, get it over and done with so I can talk about the pen. So it just comes with like all of the information about the wood and the tree. Love that. And then look at this. Let me just move this over to the side now. Look at this pen case, honestly, like this is insane. I would much rather fountain pens come with pen cases like this than their random like basic ink. Like if they gave me like a Pilot black ink, I don't use black ink. I would rather something cool like this so I can like, you know, you actually make use of the additional items. Like that's beautiful. This quality is insane. So I'll definitely be using this. Very impressed with this case. Like that is just so gorgeous in the texture. Definitely, you know, expecting something this high quality when you're spending this much on a fountain pen. Here is the main attraction of today. This pen, when I was doing my research on wooden pens, this one is the one that stood out to me the most. Like this pen is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how I've never seen it before, considering I've been in the fountain pen, I've been in this community for about a year now. I don't know how I've never seen it before, but this pen screams quality. Like just everything about this. This is an 18 karat jewel colored nib. This is a beautiful writer. It is like the pump fill. I'll just show you. So it's similar to like, I'm not gonna do it, but you just pump it like that to be able to fill it up. It's just incredible. Like I just love the quality of this pen. It is just so beautiful. The gold is insane. I love the clip. I love this band here. This pen, and it smells amazing too. Like this is the most beautiful color. If I was to pick any wooden pen, this color would be the absolute top of my list. Like it is just insane. I will do a writing sample at the end of this video with all of the pens, just so you can see. But I just wanted to quickly show you these before getting into, you know, moving the camera around for the writing sample. So I did beeline for this pen as soon as I got to the Melbourne Pen Show. The doors opened at 9 AM for the early access people, and then it was open from 10 to the public. So as soon as I got there, I went to Bookbinders to pick this up, and the lovely lady handed it over straight away. And yeah, then I did a very quick lap around the pen show. I'm a very fast shopper. Like, most of the things there I could have gotten online. So I just wanted to look for things that I knew I wouldn't be able to get online. So I'm going to pop this over to the side. And we're going to, this pen you could get online, but I wanted like a little token for when I was at the show, even though this was, but technically I bought it before. So I got another wooden pen. This is from Ashley from Woodworks and Whiskers. That is his information. That is ink all over his card because I was filling up my pens whilst at the show. So this is called the Turkish Delight. And this is another wooden pen. This is incredible. Like, I actually love the little black details on the pen. The reason why I got it, first of all, the wood color is beautiful. And my dad's like half Turkish, so it was like a little nod to him. But the cap does post. Just look at that. That is gorgeous. This is a little bit thin for me, and especially my nails. It's better if I have short nails, but I do find it a bit difficult to write, but it is still a gorgeous, gorgeous pen. Now, it is like I asked him what the nib was, and he said it was more like a fine, medium fine. So I just assumed it would have been similar to the Sailor medium fine, but this is a steel nib. So I'll just do some close-ups. So yeah, this is an incredible pen. I'm very glad I picked it up, and this was only $100. Like, he was only selling it for $100 as like a show exclusive price. So I definitely grabbed this. So I'm gonna pop that to the side, and we're gonna talk about the inks. So let me just pull out my ink swatches. I have ink swatched all of these inks already. So, okay. So first up, I will go with the Gummy Shark. This is the Melbourne Pen Show exclusive ink color, and it is a purple ink. I don't really use purple ink, so you know, I'm glad. It's nice to have, but I probably won't use it. But it's nice to have like a little Pen Show exclusive ink. So yeah, just super basic purple ink. It does have like a little bit of depth in it, but I probably will never use it unless I'm doing like some art. And this is also why I don't do currently inked videos anymore, because the only ink color I use is brown inks. So I know how boring that's going to be for you guys. So I just stopped doing them. Now the 3 inks that I got, these were $10 each, and this was 5. I got Massacre, Saddle Brown, and Walnut, and they're all from Diamine. And I'll just show you. Honestly, they're really not that interesting, but I literally only use brown inks. So I was like, might as well pick them up. I did already have a sample of Diamine Saddle Brown, so I did want to pick this up. This is a gorgeous brown. And then I also got Massacre. This is a darker brown. And then this is Walnut. I love this color, so I think when this ink sample is done, I'm going to be buying like the full bottle of the Walnut, because there's just something about it. It's just beautiful. So those are the only inks that I got. But when I was at the pen show as well, when we entered, we did get the Melbourne Pen Show little pin. There was a purple one, so I kind of wish I got the purple to match, you know, the free ink, but that's okay. I'm just going to put this on the caddy that my mum made for me, just as like a little example. But we're going to jump into the nib grinds that I had from CY. So first up, we're going to start with the Pelikan. Now, when I purchased this pen, it came with an extra fine nib, and that you would have seen in the unboxing video is ripping up the paper whilst writing. And I bought a fine nib to replace it just from Pulp Addiction, and that nib was just way too thick for me. So I was never reaching for this pen. I do have a CY Jovo nib that he did that you can purchase through Steely Do Steel, I believe it is. So I already have one of the cursive smooth italics from CY and I loved it. So I asked him if he could just change this F nib into a CSI, and he did, and it writes beautifully. I will do a little writing sample after I've explained the other two pens. Very, very happy with this. This took maybe 5 to 10 minutes max for him to do. I love this pen now. Like, I've reached for this so much more, and I'm so glad because it's such a gorgeous pen. It's just, I'm not happy with the Pelikan steel nibs. Like, I don't rate them at all. The fact that so many Pelikans do come, like the steel nibs do come like misaligned or whatever, you'd think that because they're such a huge brand, they would be on top of the nib quality. But yeah, I've just been hesitant to buy any more of the steel nibs, even though there's 2 other ones that I love the body of. I'm just very hesitant because I'm unsure what the nib's going to be like. But anyway, so that is the Pelikan adjustment that I had on by CY. We'll do the Sailor next. This is my beautiful Sailor Hombre pen. This is my nod to my photography career. The meaning behind this pen is just like light filtering through the trees, and you can look at my unboxing video for more information about this pen. But this is also ripping up the paper particles, not the best Nagasawa nib, so I got him just to smooth this out. He did warn me that it will become a slightly wider nib, and I'm like, that's fine as long as it writes well. I've been enjoying more of the thicker nibs lately, so he's fixed this up. This is writing perfectly now as well, thank God. So now I'm reaching for her a lot more than I was. So that is my Sailor Hombre pen that he fixed up. And then lastly, my beautiful Scribo. This is an expensive pen. And I purchased this for the reason that I wanted this to be like an everyday writer for me. The marble on this pen, like the facets, the design, everything, the feather on the finial, this is a dream pen of mine. I know it's not like brown, but it's the green marble with the white flexes. I have no words for the beauty of this pen. Like, I am totally obsessed and in love with this pen. I could stare at this all day. I know it's not like gold trim. I do prefer gold trim, but for this pen, silver is what it needs. Now, Scribos are very gushy. Like this, they're very, very gushy, okay? I just didn't like the gush and how gushy they were. This is an 18 karat extra fine nib. I thought it being an 18 karat, it would be like just a little bit less gushy and a little bit finer. It was still kind of writing as like a fine with the gush medium as other pens, and I just I never reached for it. It dried out a few times because I would ink it up and then I just wouldn't enjoy the writing experience. I think for everyday writing, I much prefer a stiffer nib, which would explain why I love my Platinum so much. But I wanted this to be an everyday writer for me, and considering it's an 18 karat, that's what I thought I was getting myself into when I purchased this pen. CY has turned it into an everyday writer for me, and I appreciate it so much. I just handed it to him and I'm like, this is way too gushy and a little bit too thick for my liking. Can you make it into a bit more of a needle point and reduce the amount of gush that's coming out of the nib? And he did exactly that. Now that we're on the last pen, I'm going to pull out my book and just do some writing samples for you, just to show how incredible all of these pens are writing now. So give me a second. Okay guys, my voice is getting like a little bit scratchy now. It's kind of annoying me, so I do apologize if this is frustrating you as well, because it's not enjoyable to listen to someone with like a shaky voice, and that's just, you know, from my chest infection. I don't know if all the coughing has like damaged my throat or something, or my voice box, but it's been a lot of coughing the past month and a half, so apologize for that. So we're gonna do the Scribo writing test first. I'm gonna just put on a slight angle. I'm not very good at writing this way. I'm much better writing this way, but I'm just hesitant because of the light of turning it too much. So this pen now is amazing. I'll just show you. So I'm gonna just write the normal way first. So he has made it a lot of it more of a sharper nib, thank God. This is an everyday writer for me now. Like, this is just perfection. And if I do put a little bit of pressure, I do get thicker lines, which is amazing. But the amount of ink that was gushing out of this pen, I just never reached for it. And now that he's done this grind on it, I'm so happy. Now, if anyone else has like a needlepoint from CY, I don't know if you've noticed, but if you flip it around, it's very smooth on the top part. This is a dual pen for me now. So this is normal. And this is reverse. Look at that line thickness. Like, I love that I've got now 2 pens in one, and this being, you know, such an expensive pen, it makes it 10 times better. I'm so thankful CY did this for me, because I wasn't expecting him to be able to get through 3 pens in one sitting, but I still had like 5-10 minutes to spare at the end. I was thinking of getting him to look at my Mont Blanc as well, but I was like, I'm not going to push it. I've had 3 pens already. I think that's enough. But I'm just going to do a little bit more of a writing sample in the reverse. So we're going to do exactly the same as up here. I am so happy with this. I find that I've been using the reverse a lot more in my journal, and then the normal way just in my Paper Test Designs weeks Tamari River paper. I don't use this in my Mulberry planner just because I don't like the way it is on the paper, the 120 GSM paper. I much prefer the way the needlepoint writes in Tamari River paper. So it is a dream to write with now, and I am so freaking happy. If anybody else has like a Scribo and you have the guts to be able to, you know, see a Nibmeister and get them to like tweak it so you actually reach for it. I know that they're made for their nibs and they're known for their nibs, but it just, the gushing nib just was too much for me, and I literally have 2 pens in one now. Like, I'm just so freaking happy with this nib now, and it still does have a bit of flex. See that? That is amazing. I love this so much now. I'm so happy. And even in the reverse, it's a little bit drier too. When I put a bit of flex on it, it does become a bit of a gusher, but if I just very lightly write, perfection. So that is my, this pen, this is like one of the main pens I've been using since I got back from Melbourne. That's just over a week now, and I am obsessed with her. I'm so happy. So this is one of my top, this is what I'd say my grail pen right now, to be honest. The color, the flex, the facets, the shape of it, the quality, the nib now. This is my dream pen, and I'm so freaking happy that I had the guts to have him adjust it. So we're going to move her to the side, and I'm going to show you the other 2 adjustments that CY did. We're going to start with the Pelikan. So this is, it went from a steel fine to a cursive smooth italic. Look at that. I am obsessed with cursive smooth italics. I find it really hard to do writing samples like on camera, because honestly, when I write, it's like this. Like, I am literally face to the paper writing like that, but I have to keep it semi-visible for you guys. So It's just perfection. Very, very, very happy with this. I just love, it makes the writing a lot more fun when you have like a fun grind. And because, you know, the nib was $100. I think that's like 60 US. So it was worth it. Honestly, I wasn't enjoying the steel nibs for the Pelikans at all. My extra fine I still have, completely scratchy. The fine was way too thick. And now I've got a cool cursive smooth italic on my beautiful Pelikan Cafe Cream. So very happy with that. We're gonna just quickly do the Sailor. Just to show you, she's a much better writer now. I don't know why I've started so far away from the edge, but that's okay. Okay, I spelled that wrong, but that's okay. So I would probably say this is like a medium fine now. And it is so much smoother. I'm so happy. Like, there's no ripping of the particles. He's literally just done like a very, very slight adjustment on the nib. He's like, are you a heavy writer? Like, do you write really like hard on the paper? I'm like, no, because there's no indents on my page, so I'm assuming not. But yeah, she's perfect now. I am very, very happy. Yay. Okay, so that's her. Now I'm reaching for a lot more. I have been preferring larger pens though. So I don't usually cap pens, but I've been capping my Pro Gear Slims because I find they're just a little bit too small for like my hand now, and my hand's cramping a lot more. Like, I don't know if I'm just exhausted from like shooting all day and I'm getting like arthritis already, but I just need like bigger pens in my hands, and I've been leaning closer, like more towards bigger pens. So that's my last adjustment that I had from CY. I'm gonna pop her back and we're gonna do my Pilot Custom Enjoy, if that's how you pronounce it. Honestly, I am the worst. So I'm gonna adjust you again. Okay guys, I've just opened the curtains again. I've just noticed all the brown ink. Like, all of this ink is like these three colors. So I can't tell you which is which. I think this is the walnut, this is saddle brown, and that might be massacre. But yeah. It's so bad. Guys, let me know if this lighting is okay as well. Oh my god, my voice is driving me insane. Okay, so this is, I'm just gonna go a little bit further down. So this nib is beautiful. I was pressing a little bit hard there. Just your standard Pilot nib that I've never had issues with Pilot nibs either. It's just Pelikan and Sailors that I've had issues with the nib, which is really, really disappointing because they're two of the like most popular brands and the quality isn't the best. I also heard Visconti isn't the best either. Like, the nibs are not reliable. You don't know what you're gonna get when it comes out of the box. But Sailor and Pelikans just haven't been too much of a fan of, to be honest. But yeah, this is just a lovely, lovely pen. Feels incredible in the hands. It's not too heavy. It is gorgeous. I love like the black grip section here. I love that it's plastic, so it protects the wood from when you're filling up. But I cannot write on this angle. It's just gorgeous. Oops. Yeah. I've been reaching for this one as well a lot because she's a gorgeous, gorgeous pen. Now we're going to do Woodworks and Whiskers. This is the Turkish Delight. And I'd say this is like medium fine. I'd say this is more of a medium though. I have been leaning towards more medium nibbed pens lately. Who would have thought my tastes would change? Not me. But, you know, I'm not obsessed with steel nibs. This one, it just needs some feedback in it. Like, it just feels like it's just bland on the paper, not obsessed. I think if I wish I had CY work on this and just ask him to maybe make it a needlepoint or add a little bit of feedback. It's just, you know, not my favorite, but it is still a gorgeous pen and I do still use it, so. Writes perfectly. This one does not skip at all, but yeah, it's just a steel nib. It's like the Quecos. Yeah, so that's a writing sample for that. Anyway, guys, that is everything that I got from the Melbourne Pen Show. I think next time I go, as I'm such a fast shopper, I think I would only go for 1 to 2 hours max, because I literally walked around the stalls. There's nothing really that exciting for me to see. There was a lot of cool vintage stalls, but you know, Pulp Addiction, Bookbinders, it's all stuff that I've seen online and I already have a lot of the stuff. But just the independent nib makers, pen makers, I loved that. I loved picking up like just the inks in person. And my favorite experience was having CY work on my nibs and making them work again for me. So I think next time, I did get there at like 9 a.m. and my appointment wasn't until 12. So I was done walking around the stalls looking by 9:45. So that's 2 hours and 15 minutes I had to wait until my appointment with CY. And I was waiting, like I did tell my in-laws that I would be done by like 2, but I told them to come pick me up at like 12:30 because, you know, I was over it by then. And I get exhausted by crowds very, very easily. Like I just get very overwhelmed. I think I'm a bit of an introverted extrovert. So when I'm doing my photo shoots, I'm an extrovert, but every other time I'm a huge introvert, unless I have to, you know, be social. But, you know, just walking around, it's very exhausting, and having all that energy as well, I feed off energy, and it was just very, very draining. So I did end up sitting up in the bleachers for 2 hours, and I just slowly went and got some food. It was raining outside, so I was kind of just like watching the rain, just trying to find like some peace and quiet, because I do get overwhelmed. And I know a lot of you guys understand that as well. Like it does, like just the energy, like if you feed off energy, it does get a lot. So it was really nice that we could go upstairs and sit. But the next pen show I go to, I probably would only go for 2 hours as a guest. If I was doing a stall, you know, obviously I'd be fine. But I think, you know, I would be in work mode. Whereas because I was just like a customer, it's exhausting. It really is. And like, especially traveling interstate, I literally travel just for the pen show. So airplanes and just travel, I don't enjoy. So I think next time I go, if it's as a guest, it'll be 2 hours. If I was doing a stall, I'd be completely fine because I would be in work mode. But yeah, overall, it was an amazing experience. I'm so glad I went, and I'm so glad there are pen shows in Australia. Like we are so separated from the rest of the world, as in like so far away. It's not a quick 2 to 3 hour flight. It's a 24-hour flight anywhere that you want to go, really. Like it's a bit exhausting, and it's a bit of a trek to get to all the other pen shows around the world. So I'm very thankful the amazing people at the Melbourne Pen Show did this, hosted it. They are incredible. Like it went so smoothly. Like they were constantly on the speaker reminding people to go eat. You know, it was such, I just love Australians so much, and it was such a beautiful experience. Me, I just got there way too early. And I'm a fast shopper, so I think next time if I'm just a customer, I will go for like maximum 2 hours. But I did go by myself, so it was also like a little bit lonely, and I was just sitting by myself. I did end up just like, I got ink all over my hands when I was up in the bleachers because I was filling these 2 pens up with these inks. So I'd made a bit of a mess of myself, but that's okay. But yeah, overall, I had a lot of fun. I don't know how you all do 6 hour plus pen shows, like walking around, shopping and everything, because whenever I go to the shops, I'm in and out. I know what I want and I leave, and I think that's the same for events too. Like I get over it pretty quickly. But yeah, so that was my experience at the Melbourne Pen Show. I had a lot of fun. I loved it. It was worth every penny going. I'm so glad CY worked on my nibs, but I can hear my voice getting like really shaky right now. So I'm going to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.